Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are well. Today we will be flying from Milan Malpensa to Nice in France. We are at the holding point runway 17 right, waiting for the departure. Let's review first the flight plan. So our flight will take off from 17 right runway heading, then towards the Novara NDB and Voghera VOR on the radial 162, on the course 162, then a turn right 228 towards the near Cologne intersection, which is near the Cannes VOR. After that it will be a short descent on the right and on the ILS at Nice 04 right. So QNH, local QNH is set 1017 degree hectopascal and airport altitude 780 or a little less. Actual elevation is 767. So we are within the range. Parking brakes released, landing lights on, and flaps 5 is set. Advanced throttle to 2530 and we align with the runway. Runway heading is 166 degrees and we stay on that heading until intercepting the Malpensa 179 radial. After that we go direct Voghera on course 162, which is only 4 degrees to the left. We are doing a derated takeoff with an assumed air temperature of 39 degrees, thrust 90%, and 1. Thrust at 40%, unstable, forward pressure, and takeoff power set.
knots.
80 knots checked. Released back pressure.
V1 rotate.
Rotate. Pitch at 5. Pitch at 10. Positive rate gear up. Maintain 10 degrees pitch. Flaps 2.
400.
Flaps 1. Autopilot on. Thrust auto throttle on. Increasing speed 220 knots. On this heading, now we can switch to Voghera on 11550 and the radial is 162. Let's do 165 and we engage Volok. Increase the speed now to 230, flaps up. flaps up, no light, gear off. After Voghera, we will leave Voghera on a radial 227. And we can select CAN VOR on 11140.
1,000 to go.
Which probably cannot be tuned yet. No signal received. Increase the speed to 250. And we are leveling at 6,000 feet. So we can put also a radius around the departure airport of 20 miles, which correspond roughly when we are cleared to climb, which is in 7 nautical miles from now. Our cruising level will be flight level 180. Voghera is at 26.7 nautical mile. Another 3 miles to go. We are approaching the clearance to climb. Okay, let's assume we are clear now to climb flight level 180. It's a short climb, 1800 feet per minute. We don't need the circle anymore, and we can set standard pressure. Voghera is now 20 miles, so what we will do is to go to heading mode on 162, change course to 227, as we will be flying outbound Voghera and re-engage forelock. It's only armed at this stage, so we continue on heading select. Passing now light level 077 for flight level 180. We can put the light off, landing light, runway light, taxi light, start ignition switches to off, logo light off, wheel well off, and seatbelt signs auto. Now passing flight level 090, 9 1,000 feet to go. So there is Voghera, and at Voghera we turn right on that radial 227. Passing now flight level 100, we can increase the speed to 285.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
So Voghera is now 7 miles, still on heading mode. So when we pass over Voghera, the needle will switch 180 degrees and will initiate the turn to the right. As we will overshoot the radial 227, we will have to come back to re-intercept it, probably on a 30-degree angle. So the heading will be 25 or 260. Voghera 2.5 miles. Of course we could do the turn manually, but let's see. You see now the needle is switching 180 degrees and we turn right. We'll be on the left of the radial, so we will have to come back. In the meantime, we are passing flight level 145 for flight level 180. 3,000 miles to go. 3,000 feet, not miles. So approaching the 227 course, but we are continue turning right to re-intercept the radial 227. We already have a 20 degrees intercept and we continue turning right. This is a little bit excessive, but that's the way it is programmed. You see, we will be over 260 even. We nearly go to 267, which is 40 degrees interception. The needle will start to come very rapidly. We start turning left, but we will not have the time
1,000 to go.
to align with the radial. So we are slightly overshooting the radial again. So this time we will have to continue turning left to re-intercept it. and let's hope this time it will be okay. We are now 11 miles from Voghera, and the CAN VOR is not yet tuned. Well, it is tuned, but we have no signal. Now we are maintaining a 2 to 3 degrees to slowly capture again the radial. Wind is coming from the right, so there will be a small correction. We are now 15 DME from Voghera and nearly on the radial 227. Let's engage VNAV mode. That will increase the speed to 301 knots. That will be now cruise speed and flight level. So in the cruise phase, the thrust is limited to 88.1% and 1. So the next waypoint, colon Kilo Oscar Lima Oscar November, will be at 115 nautical miles from Voghera. So that's nearly 90 miles to go. Now for the descent, we can plan descending around 3 times 18, so that's 54. Let's say round up to 55. So what we do is put the range ring in the fixed page about on the airport, this Côte d'Azur with a 55 range ring around it, and you see that range ring is less than 25 miles away, so we will soon start to descend. In the FMC, the top of the descent is foreseen in 50 miles, so we will descend a little earlier. So we don't need to descend so rapidly. On the legs page, we should be at column around flight level 080. So that will be our first descent. Also on the descent, we see that the speed for descending is 287, which is a high speed for the descent. We don't need that, so let's say we put 270. So we will leave Cologne on the heading 198 towards Cannes, which is still not yet received. 10 miles for the descent. So we just received now the Cannes VOR. So the needle is there. There is no DME for that VOR, so it's just a VOR, not a VOR DME. Disengage VNAV mode, go to speed mode, and we decrease the speed to 270. And we decrease altitude to 8000 or flight level 080. On vertical speed mode, we can wait a little more. And we descend 1800 feet per minute. Now, there are some big hills in the neighborhood, so let's put the terrain on, and we see on this navigation display that we cannot go below 4,000 feet, which is way below what we will be going to. The QNH at Nice, let's check it. So if we double click on the airport, elevation 12 feet, and the weather QNH 1016, winds 100 at 9. So of course we can use runway 04. So QNH 1016. is set. Now you see also that we cannot go below flight level 80 because minimum safe altitude there is flight level 070. So let's reduce also the descent 1500 feet per minute. Going direct Cologne intersection, which is 53 nautical mile ahead. FMC we can also see the transition level is flight level 50 or 050. That is the lowest flight level in this region. Below that we need to be on the QNH. And the regional QNH here is 1016. Let's stop the descent at flight level 100 because we are so early and it's still quite big mountains here. I don't want to be too close. Don't know if we can see something. See, we are in a mountainous region, so we stop at 225. Seems that we are deviating a little.
Thousand to go.
Seems that we are going directly to Cannes VOR. It's even on our right. So let's go in this case to heading mode and select 135 or 140 even to get back to Cologne. It's on 234. Okay, so the Cannes VOR needle is going now to the left and it should go to about 198 before turning. Oh, that's the 200, his mark is there, so still 25 degrees to turn. Aargh is now 82 miles and Cologne was at 115. So another 30 miles to go. Can now reduce the speed to 250 knots. Cologne is at 30 nautical mile and we should be at flight level 80 at Cologne or Cologne. Colon 25 nautical mile and Voghera 90. So plus 25, that's 115 indeed. So next descent is to flight level 80. And 240 on the speed. And we can start the descent now. At about 1000 feet per minute. Slow descent. And the CAN VOR needle is over 220. So we still have nearly 20 degrees to turn left. So let's check the plan. After Colon we turn left to the CAN EOR, and at CAN we turn left on 146 radial to Rappot. And Rappot is about 7 miles away from CAN.
1,000 to go.
And Rappot we should be at 4,000. So we're now 15 miles from Colon. We are maintain heading mode, but we change the course to 198. We switch to the CAN VOR. CAN is 111. 11140. It's now identified. We are flying on this heading to intercept the Vorlock. So we on Vorlock. At Colon also we will reduce the speed to 220 knots and descend to 4,000 feet. Now let's check the ILS. ILS is 110.7 on 43 degrees. And the identification is November Alpha. Runway length is 9,700 feet. So below 10,000 feet. Could use auto brakes 3 to be on the safe side. And check, we can also reset the ILS on 110.7, both sides. XP11. The QNH is also preset, and the heading was 043. The needle is from the CAN VOR is slowly coming, less than 2 dots, and we initiate the turn, reduce the speed 220 knots, and descend to 4,000 feet. And we will leave the CAN on the 146 radial for 7 miles. So to help a little the speed, we can select flaps 1. Okay, we have no DME for CAN. So we watch for the needle to 196. What we can do is go to heading mode and select 146 on the new course after CAN and re-engage follow. We are now passing flight level 063 or 4,000 feet. We can set the QNH 1016 and let's reduce already the speed 180 knots. We can also set the ILS on nav2. Select flaps 2 to reduce the speed a little more. Speed is now passing 212. And we are over CAN VOR, so the needle is switching 180 degrees.
1,000 to go.
And we turn left on the 146 radial. Now we will just go to that heading and not try to re-intercept because that will be crazy. And we set the ILS now on nav1 on radial 043. Flaps 5, speed 192, reducing. Leveling 4,000 feet. Auto throttle off. Thrust at 60, 55. So we are 16. So interception should be on 073. So we could turn left anytime now. Let's start a turn on 070. And we engage Warlock. Here is the ILS, and we are nearly about to intercept it. So it was indeed time to turn. We will overshoot the ILS a little. So 043 is the heading towards the runway, and we can arm the approach, reduce the speed to 160. So reduce the throttle, DME to the runway 14.5. So keep reducing the speed to 160. We have difficulty to intercept the ILS. It's doing 40 degrees intercept. That's crazy. Okay, probably well better now. About to descend to the glide. So reduce the thrust. 12 DME, 12.5. 12.5. 12 now. Still zero visibility. Speed 170 and reducing. 11 DME, we can put the gear down a little early. So that will help also reducing the speed. Flaps 10. Three green, flaps 15. .5 DME, fully established. Speed is increasing. Should not. So auto brakes 3. We can put the landing lights. Select ignition to auto.
$2,500.
7.5.
Would you please return to your seats and make sure all your personal belongings are safe deployed overhead bunker or underneath the seat in front of you?
7 DME. Outside the cloud, we have the runway. We should have the runway inside, didn't it? It's masked. So 5.5, flaps 25. Flaps 30. Reduce the speed to 150. The wind is from the right. So we have 3 degrees correction.
$1,000.
1,000 feet, autopilot off. We have the runway. Two white, two red.
$500. 400. 300.
This ILS is crazy.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Another half landing. Well,
80 knots.
stow river versus stowed, and we're exiting on the left. Fly director off. Auto brakes off.
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
We will have to check the replay, but
For your own comfort and safety, please remain
it seems more than 3 degrees deviation.
until the aircraft has come to complete stop and the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. Please refrain from smoking.
And the
until
wind
we
was
have reached the
normally
designated
low,
smoking
9
area, which
9
is
knots.
outside the terminal building. On behalf of your crew on board today, we'd like to thank you for
It is a
choosing
little bit
Ryanair,
excessive.
and we wish you a safe onward journey.
So, let's have a look at the replay before stopping. So put the parking brakes. Okay. We are now 3-degree angle. 2 white, 2 red. So far so good. Now we have 3 red, a little low. Correcting to realign. Give some rudder. Flaring. Oh, no, it was late. It was late indeed, and a little bounce. Oh yeah. Skidding to the left. I'm curious of one point. For the spoiler, they were not on before the landing. Yes, it was not pretty. I know. What is this guy doing there?
2,500.
First time I see that.
2,500. 25. 25. 2,500.
Okay,
20, 25. 2,500.
we are stopped.
2,500.
I wonder if I can close the replay, see if it crashes again. No, this time it was not. I think that's because when you do the replay and it is stopped, then it doesn't crash. If it's still moving, it will crash us when you exit the replay. So let's put the APU on. One, two, three, 4. Runway turn off, come off. Strobe lights off. And we are now crossing 04 left. To the gate. Straight on. Gate of our choice looks empty. Well, let's take this stand here. 108. Taxi lights off. There we go. And the parking brake set. Why did the APU did not start? And now it's crazy. Do we have some current? Yes, we do. Okay, APU on, engines off. Fuel pumps off. The collision lights off. IRS off. Engine bleeder off and packs off. Window heat off. So far we can stop here and see you on the next episode. Bye bye.